Hi, welcome to This Week in Ames. I'm Susan Guiazda. On today's show, we'll check in with our Public Works Department. My guest today is Justin Clausen, Operations Manager with the City of Ames Public Works. Justin, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Susan.
I should actually say welcome back because it's been a while, but it's always great to have you.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
And you have so much going on. It's always amazing how many things fall kind of under your management. One of the things we want to talk about today is the emerald ash borer.
Yes, we're progressing through our emerald ash borer response plan. We're currently ending up the second year of a proposed 20-year plan. So we've got trees that we removed this past winter. A lot of that happened in February and March. We had a relatively mild winter, so we were able to take advantage of some of that time. We removed, I think, over 200 trees, about 220, I believe.
And can you just remind us, what is the emerald ash borer?
Sure, yeah. Emerald ash borer is lack of a better term, a little green bug. So it's a green bug. It's about the size of Lincoln's head if you look on a penny. What it does is it will attack the ash tree. It will prevent it from being able to carry nutrients up to the leaves, and in doing so, it'll kill the tree. So what we've done in the city is look at what trees are on public property, because those are the ones that the city has a responsibility for, and how can we address that. So what we've done is put together a 20-year plan to take care of them. We're utilizing all the methods that we can find in our arsenal. We're treating trees, we're also removing them, and then we're proactively replanting as well.
So this is a relatively new phenomenon. Emerald ash borer is not native to the United States, and there's we've kind of watched this invasion sort of sweep from, is it sort of east to Midwest?
Yes. It was originally discovered in the Detroit area in Michigan, and that was in 2002, and it slowly made its way actually east and west. It's just kind of spread out radially from there. Iowa had it in 2010. It has not been discovered in Ames yet. However, Story City and Boone both have discoveries. So anytime you're within 15 miles of discovery of the pest, then they recommend that action be taken. So 2 years ago, we went through a planning process, and we're really putting that plan into action now.
And there really doesn't seem to be any getting around the devastation.
Unfortunately not. It's the treatments that you hear about and the treatments that we do, all they are good for is basically delaying the pest. It will kill the pest in the tree, but it doesn't get rid of it. So it will multiply exponentially, and then eventually the pest pressure, there's enough of them that they will basically attack the trees, and it's not able to save the tree. You have to continually treat it, and even then it's not guaranteed 100% that it'll save it.
So it's Ames' plan was very proactive, as you said, and it's 20 years out, and you said we're in year 2.
That's right, year 2. So what's been happening here recently is the past week and a half to 2 weeks, we've had new trees go in place. So our goal is every tree we take down, we want to replace with a new tree. So we've planted over 200 trees the past 2 weeks, and we've been very fortunate as part of this proactive effort that we're taking to partner with other community organizations such as the Ames Foundation to help us do a proactive replanting before we even remove any trees in neighborhoods. So we've got a great program coming up this weekend on April 30th. The Ames Foundation will be putting together a volunteer planting day in the South Campus area neighborhood. So if you're thinking of an area between Hayward Avenue and Beach, and south to Mortensen, from Lincoln Way south to Mortensen.
Which has lots of old, large trees.
Absolutely. There's a lot of large overstory there. So our concern is, as these trees begin to come down, it's going to have a large impact on the community. So we want to minimize that, and earlier we can get the trees planted, the bigger they can get, the less impact we'll have. It will have an impact, we understand that, but if we can be proactive about it, then this is a way to help minimize the impact. And the Ames Foundation has been great to help us find neighborhoods, help us find volunteers, and they've kind of ran with this with the city's backing, and we kind of help them specifics, where to go, where to kind of plant, and that sort of stuff.
Well, I can't say enough about the Ames Foundation. They've really been a great partner in this, a great collaborator, and obviously a huge supporter of trees and the importance of an urban canopy.
Absolutely, they came to us. They've been at the forefront of it. They've done a lot of planning, a lot of fundraising. It's an organization that I'd suggest people at least look into if you're interested in it. They can come and we can look at your property as well for possible locations for trees, and just to support them, because they support a lot of things that happen in Ames. So they've been really helpful to us on the public works side and the city overall to help us re-densify our forests.
And again, you're looking at that sort of public right-of-way space. For most people, that would be between the sidewalk and the curb.
Correct. That's the area that's still under the city right-of-way and our city jurisdiction. So we do have ownership and control over those trees. Now, the biggest thing that we can ask the property owners to do as these new trees come in is if they would help us water them. Getting those trees established, getting them to grow, getting them so that they don't have to fight if we get into a drought area again. That's the biggest thing that homeowners can do for them. We'll gladly come out and plant them. We'll gladly come out and educate them. If they can help us water them, and when the time comes, help us to prune them, and we can help the property owner with that as well, learning how to do that. That's the biggest thing that we can ask from the homeowners.
Well, one of the biggest things that I've learned from this is sort of the importance of diversification. Some of the neighborhoods, it seems like the only thing that was planted were ash trees, and that's going to have a huge impact when those trees are removed, as opposed to neighborhoods where it was varied.
Yes, absolutely. A great example of that is the Somerset neighborhood. If you get up in Somerset, 4 out of 5 trees up there are ash trees. So that's really been hit hard by this emerald ash borer. It's something that we're kind of learning the diversification process, as you mentioned. So when we're replanting trees, we're looking at it not only globally on the city of where do we have too many trees. We have a lot of maple trees in the city, so we're trying to really stay away from replanting those. But also neighborhood by neighborhood, because some neighborhoods may have more of an oak than something else. So we're trying to look at it locally and globally as well to try to help that diversification. So in the future, if there is another pest, if there is another disease, we're able to weather that storm a little bit better.
Well, I know it's helpful. You have a lot of information on our City of Ames website. I believe it's cityofames.org/trees.
Correct.
Where you can learn more about this project, and it even tells you the long-term schedule.
Absolutely. Yep. It'll give you an idea of when we're coming and where we're coming. There's a nice map to show you where the trees are. There's handy guides for how much to water, when to water, what trees are approved. If you want to plant your own trees, you're welcome to do that. We just ask that you let us know. There's a short little permit process. We can help you look for utilities and things like that.
Again, so if you want to plant on the public right-of-way, you should go to that website and get that information first.
Correct.
Hey, one other project before you go, and that is the 6th Street Bridge. A lot of attention to this project. We don't get to replace bridges very much in the community. Give me a little bit of an update on that.
Yeah, progress is going very well. So I think when we last talked, we were just into the substructure, the lower part of the bridge, which had been in early January this year. To date, they have the bridge basically completed. So the bridge deck is in place, the beams are in place. Right now, they're pouring some of the rails that'll keep basically traffic on the bridge and separate pedestrians from vehicles. And large in part, the bridge structure is complete. So we kind of switch gears now to the roadway section of it, which is going to involve some new storm sewer. It's going to involve new bridge approach paving and new paving on either end of the bridge, and then also some modifications and rehabilitation of the shared use paths and sidewalks in that area. So we're still a ways out from being able to open to traffic. However, one of the nice things that we were able to do is we were able to get the bridge built before we had any inclement weather, such as a lot of rainfall events that may have chased us out of Squaw Creek. So we're able to get that done. So now all the work happens up top. So if there is some high water events, it's not going to affect our progress.
Now, 6th Street in that area was a little rough. Will we see a smoother street?
Yeah, what you're going to see is basically from Brookside Park across the bridge, and then we're not going to make it all the way to Brookridge or Hazel where the light is. We're going to have to stop just short of that. And the reason for that is we're kind of limited on our funding that comes from the federal government. This has some federal funds in it. So we had to make some choices of where do we place our money. So while it's not going to be all brand new to the light, what we'll do on the maintenance side is once the new pavement's going in, our maintenance crews will go in there and do some rehab work to make that road as new as possible as we can. So it's going to be pretty close to being new, but you will see there'll be one area on the east end that won't be completely rehabilitated.
And the projected open date for that?
Oh, that's always a great question, isn't it? Right now, we're looking at probably late July, early August.
Early August.
So it's tracking where we hoped it would.
Certainly before school starts.
And that's our goal. We want to get it. We want to get it in before move in, move out, if possible. We know that there's a lot of other work happening around town that really this affects that. Some of the other projects that really coordinate with our east-west corridors. This is a main corridor for us. So we're tracking well. And we're hopeful that we can do better than that, but we'll just have to see what Mother Nature throws at us.
Great. Thanks, Justin. It's always helpful to get these updates. I appreciate you taking the time and stopping by.
Anytime. Thank you.
Again, if you want more updates about the 6th Street Bridge or other construction projects in Ames, don't forget that handy website, cityofames.org/construction, has all your information. Some other things you might want to think about as it gets into May. Remember, Saturday, May 14th is our Yard Waste Spring Free Day. It is the only spring free day we have. That's Saturday, May 14th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can get more information on that on our website as well. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for watching, and tune in next week for This Week in Ames.